Hi, do you want to see how you can transform a small apartment kitchen? I'll show you solutions that will help you plan it functionally. This is Magda from the Interiors Exteriors channel. The kitchens we're about to discuss have the layout of a typical apartment kitchen. Let's start by checking what challenges we often have to face. Here's the kitchen before the changes. The main issue in this kitchen is the poor use of space in the cabinets. Just look here, for example, where we have a cabinet with plates. There's a lot of empty space next to them. Here we have shelves that are narrow but deep, and in reality they mainly serve a decorative function. You need to have a good idea to use them in a practical way. And here above the fridge, there's no cabinetry. There's free space that could definitely be used. And yet, the result is that a lot of things end up sitting out in the open, on the countertop, making us have less space to work. Some cabinets are just inconvenient, like the one above the hood, which I can reach, but only by leaning on the hood, which isn't very comfortable. Or the one with a collision of fronts with the hood and the curtain rod, and inside shelves with no possibility of adjustment. As a result, we can't adjust them to our changing needs in a way that would make the best use of the space inside. Of course, there's a trash bin under the sink, but it's under a shelf, so to throw something away, we have to pull it out. If a little is enough, that's good. Otherwise, we'd need to open the bottom to pull out more. A second front, and of course, there's no mention of bins for sorting waste. Next to it, we have drawers, and drawers are very convenient, but they also need to be properly organized inside so you don't feel like it's messy. And the lack of drawers close to the floor means that to reach for something at the bottom, it's not enough to just bend down. You also have to do a bit of maneuvering. On this wall, we have one more cabinet. But notice that when I open it, the door blocks my access, so I actually have to move closer to the window, and only here can I reach comfortably. If the door were mounted the other way, it would be much more comfortable, and next to this cabinet, there's a large heavy table that we can't sit at from the side, only from this end, which means our walking space is reduced. What makes it difficult to create new built-in furniture? First of all, the radiator under the window and the pipes running to it, as well as the gas pipes on the outside of the wall, and the need to leave easy access to the valve. Are any of these issues familiar to you? Let's go check it out. How were these problems solved? In the kitchen, after the changes, the space above the refrigerator has been built in. We have a deep cabinet here, and next to it there's a tall built-in unit above the countertop, where we can conveniently store things we use less often on the highest shelves. Importantly, when they're closed, they don't get as dusty as they would if they were left out in the open. Also, notice that the shelves have adjustable height holes. They are covered with caps. But if we need to change the arrangement, it's not a problem. And what's more, thanks to various inserts and additional shelves, the space in the cabinet is used to the maximum. Thanks to the built-in range hood, we have extra shelves. In the lower cabinets, we have a dishwasher, which is a huge convenience in the new kitchen. Next, there are drawers for bins. Not just one bin, but several bins for sorting trash. And above them, instead of a shelf, there's a drawer for cleaning supplies. Everything is organized and easily accessible. And it's similar in the other drawers where we have an organizer that's soft, so it also muffles the sound of moving items, and you can cut it to fit your needs. And up here, there's also a hidden drawer where we can store things we use less often. On this side, we have a corner carousel cabinet. And although we still have to bend down to reach the things at the bottom, we no longer have to reach deep inside because everything is conveniently accessible. You just need to rotate the shelf and also pay attention to this lid organizer, which allows us to reach for any size and nothing will spill over. The radiator under the window is enclosed with a hole in the countertop and a great present. And thanks to that, an additional utility cabinet could be placed in the front, which even fits a vacuum cleaner. And a hole was cut in the back wall to allow access to the knob. There wasn't much space left here at the end, so instead of making a cabinet that would be narrow and deep, we have a pull-out pantry that allows you to fully extend the shelves. The Method kitchen is a modular furniture system that stands out for its exceptionally tall and deep cabinets compared to the competition, which means there's an unusually large amount of space inside. Method kitchens come with a 25-year warranty, so they will last for years. Also, pay attention to how far the drawers pull out. We have access to items placed really deep inside. And thanks to the right organizers, it's even more functional. We can use the rest of the kitchen space just as efficiently, for example, by adding a small cart, installing shelves on an extra wall, or using solutions like extra containers, small shelves, or baskets, which let us keep a lot of things within reach while still having free space on the countertop. These solutions use suction cups, so there's no need to drill into the tiles. The dining area is important to us. Even if we have a large table in the living room, having a spot to quickly eat a meal is definitely useful. And here we have a folding table, which we can fold up when needed, so it takes up less space, and two stools next to it, which are placed to the side so they don't block the walkway. We can also nest them together to save space when we don't need them. And what adds even more convenience to this kitchen is the lighting controlled by a remote. Sitting here, I don't have to get up to turn the lights on or off. I can do it remotely. The right equipment is also important. Even before the renovation, it's worth considering what we actually have in our kitchen and what else we plan to buy, so that we can properly plan the storage space based on that. I can recommend the 365 plus containers, which are transparent, so you can immediately see what you have and how much you have left, and they're also tightly sealed, so you don't have to worry about a moth invasion. These clips are also very convenient. They close the original packaging, as well as these covers for cans and glasses. When we open some packaging, instead of pouring out its contents, we can just cover it for now with a silicone cover, so nothing inside dries out. Let me know what has been, or maybe still is, the biggest challenge for you when designing a kitchen. Radiator pipes, not enough storage space, or maybe no room for a table? I'm waiting for your comments, likes, and subscriptions. Just a reminder, I'm leaving links to the products shown in the video in the description, and I hope to see you soon in the next video. Bye!